What's up everybody, it's CJ, and I'm back with another Barnacle Bay renovation video, and today we're going to be tackling the Tidal Coop. This is the house of Willie McKellar. He is an elder, he's a retired lighthouse keeper, and he stays at the far end of Barnacle Bay, so he's like literally at the edge of the world. And it also says in his household description that he's rarely ever seen in town, so it's kind of giving recluse vibes. So I was like, you know what, why don't I just fix his house up today? Now, to be fair y'all, I quite like this house. I mean, the shape is basic, but it's nice. The roofing is decent. The room sizes are good. I mean, I really don't have much to hate on today. And y'all know, I do be complaining and I do be hating on these builds, but I didn't really have anything bad to say today. I did renovate it to make it look a little better, but like on its own, it's not really that bad. Even the style wise, like furnishing and stuff, it's pretty decent. So like, I didn't really even have much to hate on. Of course, since this is a renovation, I did add stuff. So for one, I wanted to kind of get rid of that old fence that he had for this high hedge. This one comes from Into the Future. I also kind of like at the very end of the hedge, I just added these picket fences. I just like combining them sometimes. I did, however, get rid of the back bump out for his house, and I brought the bump out to the front of the house, and this was more so just to add a little bit of dimension, make it look more interesting with the roofing, because like, to be fair, just what I done with just the two gabled roofs, it was pretty decent, but I just thought maybe it could look a little bit more interesting, so I was like, let's just add another bump out with a half gabled roof. Maybe it'll look more interesting. And y'all, ooh, let me tell you. So yesterday for me, but a couple of days ago for y'all, I looked at this world called Brynmar, but it was the Illinois edition or version of it. And in that world, one of the builds had this really nice blue house with this horizontal wood paneling color. And I loved it so much. I never thought to use wood paneling that way for siding. And when I saw it, I was like, CJ, you've got to do something with that. Like, you need to use that idea for something. So I was really inspired by the Illinois build with this one, especially with the wallpaper color. I was really inspired by the Illinois build with the wallpaper. So that's what I did today. So that's why the house on the outside is blue. Because, like, to be fair, Willie's favorite color is yellow. So yeah, but I wanted the house to be blue. Plus, I mean, listen, he's a retired lighthouse keeper. You know it had to be blue, y'all. Okay, you know it's going to be nautical. We already know at this point. But I just want to say again, a big shout out to Illinois for just making the house and the world, by the way. I'll leave a link to the world overview if you want to see it down below. But I was just so inspired by it. I was like, CJ, try using that for something and see how it looks. And it looks really, really good. So thank you. But as you can see, I'm kind of just trying to clean up the lot a lot. So I didn't want to get rid of all his trees because, like, you know, it is giving recluse. It's kind of giving secluded, and I imagine he values privacy. So I kept a lot of the trees in the yard. I got rid of some of the smaller ones, and I added some. And I also wanted to use these low-lying palm trees. I just love these, y'all. They look so good. And I did add, of course, a couple of palm trees on the lot because how could I not? Come on now. You already know. I did like the idea of it having a lot of trees just to kind of keep things secluded. That's why I used that tall fence. I kept a lot of the rocks and landscaping. I didn't really, like, do too much on the outside. It's kind of funny, though, because he's loaded, y'all. This man has money. Like, a lot of money. I thought about, like, adding a bunch of stuff outside just to kind of go through the budget, but then I realized that he hates the outdoors. So I was like, maybe all I could do is just give him a couple lounge chairs like he had originally. He's like really secluded. He wants to be alone, I feel like. So funny enough though, he does have a crush on Rose Rome, who is another elder sim in the world. I've done a renovation for her house a couple of weeks ago. It was kind of like, it's really colorful and nice. If you want to see that video, I'll leave it down below. But he has a crush on her. So I was like, you know what? You know, you never know how story progression works in The Sims, right? So it's like, maybe at some point, maybe they'll move in together. So I don't know. We'll see. So that's my headcanon that maybe eventually she'll move in here or maybe he'll move in with her. But as you can see, we're on the inside of the house and I wanted to go for some, I guess, yellowy colors on the inside because his favorite color is yellow. But I feel like if anything is more of like a beige color, not really quite yellow, but you can kind of get the vibes, right? So it's not like overly yellow, it's just some little hints here and there. I'm using some half walls. I'm telling y'all, half walls really help a lot with builds, especially if you want to have a little bit of separation, but you don't want to have an actual like full length wall. Half walls are the way to go. I'm using it by the front door to have a little bit of separation from the foyer, I guess, technically, in the kitchen. And then there's also another half wall to kind of make a little separation between the living room and the kitchen and all the other stuff. I mean, even though like So I was still kind of connected. It's a little bit of separation. So right off the back, I'm trying to use this dresser. I never use this one, y'all. There's like so many objects in The Sims 3 I just never use. And a lot of it is stored content that I bought that I just never really get a chance to use that much. So I was trying to use certain things that I just never used before. So this dresser, for example, I was a little disappointed though, because I found out that you can't slot lamps to this dresser, and I don't know why. Maybe that's a glitch, but nothing would slot to it. And I didn't have my tool mod installed, so I couldn't raise it up like I'd like to. So I was like, let's just use the craftsman style lamp beside it. I was really just trying to go for some old school vibes with this build, if you couldn't already tell. Like, I've renovated it, but not to be modern, more of a like grandpa house. And you know, it's a little bit sad though, because he doesn't have any family. Like, I mean, he has a brother, but his brother is dead, and he doesn't really have any kids or anything like that. So, you know, I just wanted to have him have a really nice house, you know. I just wanted to give him some nice vibes in here. So I have like a little picture of a compass. I was really just trying to find like some fisherman or like lighthouse kind of vibes, just anything that kind of like nautical, aquatic, but I didn't really want to go overboard too much. So you'll see there's like some little hints here and there. Like, for example, in his original house, he has this rug that has like pirate ships on it. So I kept the swatch. I just recolored it ever so slightly. And also he has this telescope. So if you didn't know, where he lives, if you move the camera, you can technically see a lighthouse. You can't go there because it's like decor, but you can technically see the lighthouse. So the fact that the fact that the Sims team gave him a telescope so he can look it out the window, I guess, at the lighthouse is kind of like a nice touch. So I kept the telescope, but I did swap it out for the one from Barnacle Bay, which is interesting because like Barnacle Bay comes with a telescope object. I don't know why they didn't just use that one instead of just using the one from the base game. And he has a lot of money, so he could have afforded it. So maybe it was an oversight. I don't know. So I did swap out the base game one with the one from Barnacle Bay. It has like a fish on it. I'm using the TV from the 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff pack. That's one of my favorite TVs now. I think it's just because it reminds me of my childhood. We had something like this in my house. It was like a big like entertainment center thing with a little cutout for TVs, DVDs, movies, and all that kind of stuff. So I just really like it. It just reminds me of like growing up. So I gave him that. I also wanted to use the couch from the Ambitions pack. I quite like it. It's kind of boxy, not really old looking, but it's just really boxy. I gave it an old design, and then I was trying to use this chair, and I was like, I don't know where it can go. So I got rid of it, and I decided to use a little recliner from the base game. I'd imagine he's probably sitting in that mostly to watch TV. And I'm replacing the windows with the ones from the Showtime pack. I was trying to go through like a lot of curtains to figure out which ones I wanted to use. And I almost used these right here, but I didn't really like how the patterns were going to look on it. They looked really stretched out, and I was like, I don't really like that. So I got rid of these curtains in favor of the ones from Sunlit Tides. Some of y'all know those are one of my favorite ones in the entire game anyway. So I just, you know, it worked out. And then I gave him a little square like coffee table just to have one. So yeah, I feel like if anything, he's probably over here in this part of the house the most. He's looking out the window, he's looking at TV. Maybe eventually he'll go outside, possibly. But as of now, no, we are in the kitchen. So for the kitchen, I wanted some old school vibes. I kept the original tile, and then for the wallpaper, I just used a different tile. I'm using some older appliances like stoves in the fridge. We have an upper cabinet, and then I put a little lamp in the corner of the countertop. And then I also put a coffee machine in front of it. I don't know why, but I just sometimes like lamps in kitchens. And I feel like he would probably have something like that here, like as a nightlight or something like that. I was just really trying to make the tile on top of the counters match with the tile on the floor. It took a while, but I actually got it close to like I like it. So it may not be the same exact color, but it's kind of close. I also gave him a sink in here as well. And then I added another chair for his table. Again, I don't really know how many people come in to visit him, but if he somehow has at least 3 people, then they all can sit and eat together. So that'll be nice, I feel like. And then I also kept his phone, his home phone. Usually I get rid of those in The Sims because Sims have cell phones. You know, I feel like he would have a landline still, so I let him keep it. So as of now, we are moving on to the bathroom. So I did make the bathroom one tile smaller. EA loves a big bathroom for some reason. So I was like, let's make it a little bit smaller because like it's only one Sim that lives here. We don't really need a really big bathroom. Funny enough though, you'll see that there's the tub that I moved. Y'all, I literally forgot to delete it. I was taking screenshots and I was like, wait a minute, something's not right. The tub was in the way. So I got rid of the tub eventually, but it kind of just stays there for the video. I did struggled with the layout of the bathroom, by the way, because I was like, what am I going to put? I almost put a pedestal sink. I didn't like it. So I was like, let's just go for the other one from the Bayside set. And then I didn't like that one the more I looked at it. So I just went with the countertop and the sink. I'm using the shower tub combo. I believe that is from Island Paradise, I want to say. I could be wrong about that. And then the toilet is from Base Game as well. That's pretty much everything for the bathroom. I finished it up with this oval rug. And then last but not least, we move on to the bedroom. And I wanted to get rid of the hardwood floors immediately. And I wanted to use some carpet in here because I feel like he would have carpet in his room. I swapped out basically everything in here with other stuff. So instead of him having a single bed, I gave him a double bed. And the one that I used is the one from the Seasons pack, I believe. I also got rid of the window that was in here in favor of the smaller version of it because I feel like it would be easier to have it be centered with the wall. I'm using some more of those sunlit tight curtains in here as well. And funny enough, y'all, I didn't even use a body bug light for this build. Maybe because the house is small, you don't really need it to be that bright, but like I didn't even use a single body bug light today, which is kind of nice. I love that. At first I didn't really know what color I wanted to go for in here, but I settled for like maybe like a muted yellow kind of color in here. You'll see that I put a life preserve on the wall. We have a little ship on his dresser. The dresser I use is from the mid-century set, and then I use like this tropical print for the bed sheet because I feel like he would have something like that. But in the end, that's basically it for the entire build. I just kind of finished up his room by including a rug. I also included a standing mirror. And then of course for the outside, like I said earlier, I just replaced his lounge chairs with the ones from, I believe they were from 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff. And then I gave him a little, I think it was like one of the end tables from Seasons, and I put some lemonade on it. But I don't really know how much he'll be outside because he hates outdoors, so I don't know. But anyway, y'all, that's basically everything for the entire video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below. If you would like to download this build, I am going to leave a link down below as well. And please stick around for the screenshots. If you like this kind of thing, I have a whole entire playlist of me fixing up not only Barnacle Bay builds, but also my subscriber builds, random EA builds. I have a lot of build content on the channel. So if you like that kind of thing, please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll leave some playlists linked down below. But anyway, y'all, that is all that I have for this one. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye! Thanks for watching!